There has been a Declan Rice injury boost. Remember, when Arsenal was playing on Saturday, Declan Rice really got off that pitch. Something that is really one of the things that have been unseen ever since he came in through to play for the club of Arsenal, because he has been one of those players at Arsenal that is going to hate to play very many minutes. And I think this season at Arsenal, no player is going to hate to play more minutes than Declan Rice. But when he got off, I even had the commentator of the game insinuating that he might have gotten a knock. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? We are talking Declan Rice injury boost. We are talking Mikel Arteta giving Trossard his flowers, and we are also having lots of stories to add on to that. Smash the like button close to 200 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really doing fine. And let's obviously get it going. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really doing fine wherever you are. This is the channel that brings you all your sports news apart from the club known as Manchester United. And the Muslims, hope you guys are really getting ready. I think when you enter February, you really start to obviously peep at what we call the holy month of Ramadan. Not so? So we'll be here trying to obviously offer some help to those. Now, today in history, on the 22nd, right, of 2018, Mkhitaryan completed his move to Arsenal from Manchester United in a deal that saw Alex Sanchez move in the opposite direction. You remember this? It was a deal that me as a United fan really hated, because I thought that Jose Mourinho had failed to obviously get something out of one of the most talented players that we bought from Borussia Dortmund, that is Mkhitaryan, who was really great, and he went ahead to bring in a player who never even performed a quarter on what Mkhitaryan had gone ahead to put up at the club of Manchester United. Remember, Mkhitaryan came into the club of Man United from Borussia Dortmund, have gone ahead to obviously create close to 20 goals a season in the Bundesliga, and Alex Sanchez, who was a very good player, playing at the side of Arsenal, and was scoring in very many goals in the previous season, going ahead to score 16 goals, and Sanchez close to Man United. But no sooner had he spent just days at Manchester United, he called his agent and asked him, please, is it possible for me to get back to Arsenal? And the agent told him it's impossible. But he was earning a lot of money. £500,000 was the deal that was agreed between Alexis Sanchez and Manchester United. What United did, they obviously paid £20 million to Arsenal, and Mkhitaryan was a make weight. And for me, Mkhitaryan is a very good player, and Jose Mourinho really went ahead to obviously make a very bad recruitment of Alex Sanchez, a player who was really old, and he came in through and never really scored. The spell of shirt number 7 went on him, and it never really went on well. But I think for Arsenal fans, Mkhitaryan was not a doubt, because when he came in through, you saw to it that he performed better than Alex Sanchez at the club of Manchester United. And I think in his decisions that he made, Sanchez is really very, 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 very annoyed of a decision like that to obviously go ahead and obviously join the side of Manchester United, because it led to his downfall. He went to Inter Milan. From Inter Milan, he found himself now playing for, I think, Marseille, down in France. And right now I don't know where he is, but it was really a very bad move that he really went ahead to make. The decision was really ill. And let's go to Mikel Arteta. When the game ended against Crystal Palace, Arsenal had gone ahead to put 5 goals against the side of Crystal Palace. Mikel Arteta was asked why Declan Rice was taken off. He said he was feeling some tiredness. I don't know exactly what muscle it was, but when he says that at 3-0, obviously we don't want to take any risks. And the same with Big Gabi as well. He had some discomfort. He had a tackle in the first half and was a bit struggling, so it was the right moment to take them off. So Arsenal are really good students of what has gone ahead to obviously befell their season, and the big reason that has gone ahead to befell the season of Arsenal is Julian Timber. When you look at Julian Timber, he's a very, very good player and would have been very important at the side of Arsenal as far as their defensive aspects are concerned and their attacking aspects. But when he's out, Arsenal is really suffering. And you know how he went ahead, obviously, get out for close to 6-7 months because he got an injury at halftime. And guess what? Arsenal went ahead to let him know that, please, you can obviously get back on the field of play. And he had only spent 1 minute at the beginning of the second half. He really went down on the floor, and that resulted him into being out for a lot. That's why you saw to it that Gabriel Magalhaes and Declan Rice, when they felt something their muscle, they obviously went ahead to really be taken off because they don't want to obviously accumulate very many injuries at the club of Arsenal. So that's what Mikel Arteta went ahead to say, and we saw to it that very many Arsenal fans really had goosebumps onto whether Declan Rice is having what type of injury. And today, Sammy McBall, you know him as a chief sports writer at the Daily Mail, has gone ahead and confirmed to us that this is really one of those moments that Arsenal fans should celebrate because Declan Rice looks like he never had a serious injury, and he has gone ahead to really report to the physios very well, and the tests have turned out very, very promising. And we've been told that Arsenal receive a huge boost as Declan Rice is expected to be fit for the Gunners' next game against Nottingham Forest. The hamstring injury Rice picked up against Crystal Palace is very minor, and it's not expected to keep him out for any long period of time. So, Arsenal returning back to action, I think, around the 30th of this month. 30th, 31st is going to be a Tuesday as they play away at Nottingham Forest. And them playing out Nottingham Forest is going to be a very huge challenge for them because Nottingham, ever since they brought in Nuno Espirito Santo, they've always gone ahead to really see to it that they try to put up a fight. And their recent game, it ended 3-2 in favor of Brentford, but they had put up a very huge resistance, and they went ahead to obviously put in a very huge shot down there. So Rice is expected to obviously be a variable as they play the side of Nottingham Forest, and that is really very important because if you're not having Thomas Partey, you wouldn't like Declan Rice to also go to the sick bed. You wouldn't. All you would want is that he keeps fit and Thomas Partey comes in through to obviously join the battle of Arsenal to obviously struggle in to get in that in their engines. So Declan Rice is returning for the game of Nottingham Forest, and all Arsenal fans that have been worried, it's high time obviously went ahead to obviously be very happy and excited. As far as Declan Rice is concerned, he's going to be a variable, and playing away at City grounds, you'll need a Declan Rice with you, though I think even Jorginho can get the job done and dusted, but Declan Rice has a lot of energy. He brings in through that midfield, especially shielding the back four and connecting the attack to the midfield. That is it coming in through from Mikel Arteta. From Sammy McBall. And this is Declan Rice, and this is how he obviously went off. And he was like talking to the managers. This is Nicolas Jova. This is the first assistant manager of Arsenal. This is Mikel Arteta, and was like trying to talk to Declan Rice in a very proper way possible. So you have a reason to smile, but we need to see to it that he's back in the training sessions of Arsenal. That is it. For Gabriel Magalhaes, it's really going to be hard. It's going to be hard to obviously know what is going to happen for him as a player for the side of Arsenal, because he is this kind of player who is not injury prone, and he are going to have to get involved in 2 goals that day. And it means that they needed to rest him and see to it that his injury doesn't really worsen. And Jakub Kiwior came on through, and good enough is that Arsenal went ahead to keep a clean sheet. So for Gabriel Magalhaes, we'll wait and see what results are going to come up from the scan. But all I know, it's not all that a serious injury, and he's going to really make himself available for picks as they play against Nottingham Forest. And he's really in epic form and performing really good. And kudos to the coming in through of Jakub Kiwior, because Jakub Kiwior has gone ahead to obviously impact a lot of pressure onto him, and that pressure has gone ahead to obviously take him to the land of improvement. And he's improving, and he's really doing well, and wonders have been made by that guy. So that is it coming in through from Declan Rice and Gabriel Magalhaes injury update. But for Declan Rice, it's an injury boost. Gabriel Magalhaes, not yet known exactly what the scans are going to tell us, but I'm really optimistic that he's going to really come back and really do the needful. Lastly, as we obviously get done with our Second story of the day, it's all about Leandro Trossard went ahead to score his 7th goal of the season at Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta went ahead to say the following in the game of Crystal Palace. He said, "I'm really happy with him. He's such an intelligent footballer. The way he demands himself, the way he pushes others, and the quality that he has to play. In all four different positions, it's a joy to have a player like him." So, it's a joy to have a player like Leandro Trossard. And I told you that he's the best left forward that Arsenal have. He's the best versatile player that Arsenal do have. And you might not be wanting to hear that, but it's the fact that you're obviously going to consume. And trust me, there is no way you're going to say no on what I'm going to let you know. Trossard stats are really very, very, very vocal about his abilities and how intelligent he is. You know, he's a better player than Gabriel Martinelli. And I think the only thing that Gabriel Martinelli possesses is the pace. That is it. And Arsenal really want to play that transiting game. But Trossard shows you that he also has that pace and helps you take you to where you deserve to be as a manager and a team in that way. So 7 goals this season, you know, and I think 4 assists for for this guy that is Trossard, and he's not that kind of guy who's gonna hit to play in very many minutes. So if he's not that kind of person, who's not gonna hit to play those very many minutes, that means that if at all he gets a time and really gets those minutes in, he's gonna really be one of those players that will put up stats. And he's one of those players that is going to score 20 goals this season at Arsenal. I believe he still has some goals in him in the Premier League and the Champions League, because Arsenal is left in 2 competitions only. So we wait and see how that pans out, but it's really going to be a very good show for the Belgian international. And I believe that Arteta is going to continue starting him ahead of Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli needs to come off the bench and obviously find his form back, because he's a better impact player coming off the bench, because he's fast and he can capitalize onto that. As you saw to it against Manchester City, he really came off the bench and really put up a show. So even right now, he has to be doing the same thing, you know, come off the bench, do what we did against Crystal Palace, and then against Nottingham Forest, start Trossard and get Martinelli coming in through as an impactful substitution from the bench. So guys, your thoughts on Declan Rice injury boost are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Gabriel Magalhaes' injury? Do you think it's that serious? Because we haven't gone ahead to get an update about it. And lastly, what are your thoughts about Leandro Trossard being given his flowers by Mikel Arteta for his brilliant performances this season so far, as he continues to really show his impact, and how Arsenal made the right decision not to sign Mkhitaryan Arsenal and bring him in? Bye bye for now.